Hi, Christy Summers here with Gardening Volunteers of South Texas, and welcome to our Spring 2021 Landscape Watersaver Tour. And I am at the home of Dr. Habib Nathan, and he lives up here in beautiful Greystone off of Blanco and Hebner. Habib, tell us about when you built your home, how you designed it, and how you started working on your yard, and how this has all transpired.
Well, we used to live more closer to a central town, and then we gradually decided to move out, and eventually we were driving around, we found this hill, and we decided to build on top of the hill.
Oh, nice.
So we found the property. The property, because it's over aquifer, is large. It's about 6 acres, because they made a deal with the city that they can build a house only on large properties, so there won't be much refuse that goes into the aquifer. So, in regard to the gardening part of it, we had 2 young men who came, give us a bid, and started some basic stuff, brought a lot of plants, and my God, there were plants and plants and plants.
So let's walk around and let's name off some of the plants that we've put in the yard that are drought tolerant. So I met Habib after our landscape tour last fall, and so I came out to visit with him because he has a friend that was on the tour. And so we talked about his yard. All this was all grass. So if you are a brand new homeowner or you've had a home that's got grass, you want to get rid of it, this is what we decided to do. We took the mature trees that Habib had in his yard, and we wanted to get rid of over 200 square feet minimum, because Saws has their coupon where they'll help you buy some plants and mulch and get your yard started. They also have an irrigation system, so they'll come out and do a free irrigation system, make sure there's no leaks. So what we did is we took spray and we scalloped all around the yard all the way to the garage, and then we started planting some of these drought tolerant plants. Unfortunately, from the freeze in this past February, we did lose some plants, and he lost his big beautiful 50-foot palm trees that had to be cut down. But so now we've been able to put in some new perennials. Some of them did come back, so we're kind of filling in the spaces, but this is what to expect when you plant your garden brand new. So we have a lot of lantanas, we have a lot of sage, we have a lot of larope, we have Mexican petunias, some of the mooey grass, a lot of the society garlic, which I know that's one of Habib's favorite because we love the smell. And then he put in a couple hibiscus just because he wanted something tropical. But if you have deer, they'll eat those, so watch out for those. We do have some rock roses right here. We've got some of the little bat face plants right here. Again, the deer will eat those, so be careful with those. We put some different variegated plants back here that are starting to come back after the freeze. We trimmed up the red buds and the crepe myrtles to give them a little bit more sun. As you can see, the society garlics, they stayed, they're coming back. They're colorful with all the purple flowers. They smell wonderful. Behind us over here, we took this little grouping of rocks in front of the old palm trees that had different jasmine on it, and we added milkweed because now the monarch butterflies are coming out, and so the caterpillars will be eating those, and then those will come back. So there's pops of color here and there and everywhere. All different types of his nandinas have different colors. Then we put in the sage here. We've got a couple Vitex lilac trees, some plumbago, a little bit of orange and yellows more in this area. We just added some purple salvia. Down around the side toward the garage, we've got some beautiful sweet almond verbena, some more larope all the way down. We're trying to hold that mulch and that dirt in as it rains, but we're also keeping the grass separated by these metal sculpted retaining little walls here. Not everybody can use bricks or wants to use bricks. They want something hidden in their landscape, but now we can maybe create some chairs and sit out here and enjoy your garden. And I can't wait till these get big. So you got to imagine your garden 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now. These will be big, beautiful lilac trees. I can't wait. It's just pops of color. But we are taking advantage of the shade and the sun. So you have to know what's going to survive in the sun and what's going to survive in the shade. But this is what a new garden looks like. So just imagine it a couple years from now and how it'll be all filled in and you'll have pops of color all year round. We're now over by the pool and the backside of Habib's home, and one thing they've done really well is they have put a lot of annuals in container pots and a lot of the roses because they're going to draw more water. But we have some Esperanza that we had planted here. He'd lost his original ones in the freeze, so we've gotten some new ones to put in. He also has the roses, the knockout roses, but the red tips really took a toll. He's had these for years, and they're coming back. They had to cut them way down, but they look a lot better today than they did a couple weeks ago. So it's just patience with your plants and letting them come back. But as you can see, they line their whole patio up here with plants too, just to have some color and some different variations.
I should add that these are 21 years old.
Oh,
we built the house 21 years ago, and they died. But fortunately, I never thought about it, but they are coming back.
They are coming back. And over on the other side of the pool, we've got pink salvia. He's got several others. He's got some nandinas. He's got some bird of paradise. Just several of our drought-tolerant plants, but it also makes for a beautiful landscape when you're sitting in the pool enjoying a nice, quiet day.
It does. Let me also add that since we have done all of these, I'm really excited about our garden. I go every day and check. I never used to do that. I see what's growing, what's flowering, what needs to be cleaned. So in my retired years, has given me something more to do.
Yes. Well, I did catch him when I came around the corner one day, and he was doing one of these. He was all excited because it was all flowering. But unfortunately, the freeze kind of took its toll. But we'll have that excitement again pretty soon. So let's head back out to the front and look at just a little part of the, I call it my circle of color. When I met Habib last year, when I came over to this side of the yard, he already had the jasmine here. It's very beautiful. It smells wonderful. The freeze got it as well. It's starting to come back, and now he's got his little strings hanging up to pull it up and let it grow over this framing again. Out here, what happened was these two trees, we have an oak tree and an ash tree, their branches were hanging to the ground, so nothing was growing down here. It was just empty dirt. So we trimmed the tree branches all back. It looks like we might have lost part of the ash tree during the freeze as well, but we decided we wanted color over here since grass really doesn't grow. So we did what we call the circle of color. So the outer band has got all the blue days with the little bright blue flowers, and these will all fill in eventually. The next line is all Mexican petunias. We bought white, but now we've added some purple. And then the next row is going to be Mexican heather, which has the little bitty flowers, but also you'll notice the differences in the textures of the leaves, the sizes of the leaves. And then we did the pink sage. Then of course he's got his nandinas in the middle with the little rock around there. So this is just gonna grow in and comes back every year, and eventually it'll be just 4 circles of colors all the way around. So we call this our circle of color.
Circle of color, circle of life.
Yes, this is Habib's gift. So we want to thank you, Habib, for sharing your yard, your home, and your experience, good, bad, and the ugly. But this is what to expect when you plant a brand new yard. So hopefully we've given you some inspiration for your yard.